Welcome to episode 3 of the Irish Fitness Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Ollie Clothing. Ollie Clothing has been one of the premier fitness brands in the Irish CrossFit scene for the past 4 years. We're wearing their new performance tees at the moment. I'm looking forward to training in them later. Are you, Shane?
I'm sure, yeah.
Maybe testing out 20.3. If you would like to check out the rest of their range, go to ollieclothing.com. They are also on Instagram, Facebook, so you can catch them on all the usual social media platforms. Right, Shane, down to business.
Yeah.
What happened in 20.2? Who's sitting where? What's doing what?
So we'll look
How
at
did
20.2 kind of recap. We'll look at the Irish males first.
Yes.
So from 10 up to 1, we have Jeff Flood, Conor McGrath, tying there with Ty Laws in 8th as well. Shea O'Sullivan, Ian Golding, Ashley Hawthorne, Niall McCarthy, Jamie Heaton, Sam Stewart and PD Savage. And in this workout in Ireland, Sam Stewart actually took first in it with 962 reps, which I believe is one of the best times in the world as well.
Savage score.
There's 1,000 going up in the world, 1,000 reps going up in the world, which is kind of crazy. We saw it from like Frederick Gideus and people like that.
That's over 30 rounds, isn't it?
Yeah, over 30 rounds, yeah. So Sam is hanging up there with the best of the best.
Fair play to Sam.
In second, then PD Savage come back strong for that one as well, taking second in Ireland.
Nice.
Then third in Ireland there was Fowl, Niall McCarthy. So some really strong scores. Kind of anything that was over in the 800 to 850 to 900 reps, and then up obviously more than that is a pretty solid score. So not only did I climb the Irish leaderboard for the boys, that sent them up the world leaderboard too.
Excellent. Some great scores in there.
Yeah.
So, with the first workout, it always kind of, it's only one workout. So it's very hard to judge where things are. After the second workout, then you can kind of get a better feel for the leaderboard, if that makes sense. People start to slot into their usual, their places, and it gives them more of a kind of a solid indicator of where the leaderboard is going over the next few weeks. The guys kind of the top four more or less stayed the same. PD and Sam are kind of tied last week. PD has pulled away a little bit. Starting from the bottom then, Jeff, he had some good performances, better performance from him there this week. 8, he had a 15th last week. Conor McGrath, I believe, is not in Ireland. I think he is in Australia. Tig is coming back strong. 7th place, regards to 13th. I think possibly the future of Irish CrossFit.
Yeah.
He's still only
Definitely
young.
looks like it, yeah.
Tig has made it to the games before as a team. And the way he's going now, there's no reason why he shouldn't pass out all the boys in a couple of years. The future of Irish CrossFit. Shea O'Sullivan, I don't know him. I believe he is in possibly England or Australia. I think it's Australia. Ian Golding, another solid performance, very consistent. 8th last week and then 6th this week. The Mutant or the Experiment, as Claxton calls him. I think he's going to be known as that, Ian the Mutant. Ashley Hawthorne, England, I believe. Good performance, 880 reps. Solid, he had a 9th last week. Fowl then, again, very consistent. 4th last week, 3rd this week. Jamie went from a 1st to a 5th. Maybe didn't suit him as much as last week's workout, but still an excellent performance, 860 reps. And then Sam then just crushed it on this one, 962. And he had a 3rd last week. And then PD, again, I was looking forward to, I'm sure everyone was seeing this guy coming back. Shout out to PD's first, hanging on there with 4 points. So again, the leaderboard after the first week starts to kind of even out a little bit. So you start to get more of a clear picture of who's going to be doing, well for the next few weeks. But no surprises there. No. So
and a good thing about this workout, 20.2 just gone, is that there's introduction of a bit of gymnastics, which is usually a separator in competition. So you look at usually CrossFit competition, there's heavy weights and gymnastics going to separate the best from the rest. Obviously cardio plays a big thing as well. A lot of these guys obviously are unbelievably fit, but if you can hold on to the pull-up bar for longer, it usually separates you.
It was a long one. It's almost like Cindy-esque kind of.
Yeah, I think that's what he was going for.
Round after
the
round,
rep scheme was more, like I was saying last week, kind of like Mary and Cindy, where it's just the 3 movements and you're just transition times every. But can you hang on to that pull-up bar more than anybody else?
It was rough. It was rough. I think I gave it a spin there last week with the class.
Yeah.
I had the first 2 rounds done in about a minute and 30 seconds, and everything just
all the way
went
done.
after that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a nice workout, really nice test.
Yeah.
It was accessible, you know. It wasn't overly high with the reps,
No.
even though they had gymnastics in there with the toes to bar,
Yeah.
and they had a little bit of skill work with the double unders. It was still doable for everyone.
Exactly.
So most people, if you can do a toes to bar or whatever and have a few doubles, could have give that a shot RX. And I think a lot of the guys did in our gym.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure
that was the good thing about it. And the good thing about an AMRAP then is everyone's working for the same amount of time.
Yes.
You're not left on the floor by yourself.
Yes,
and that
especially with the longer ones.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big thing.
There's nothing worse, and it's a tragedy to see, say, the class finishing up, and if there's not a reasonable cut-off time on something, there's one person left and they feel a bit, you know what I mean, out of place or whatnot. So yeah, it was a great test. Let's take a look at the female leaderboard now, Shane.
So from 10 then, a draw at 10, so
let's go down one, I think.
Yeah, one more, another
Rebecca
10
Thompson,
there.
there
Yeah.
she is
So
there.
from 10 then up to 1, there's actually 3 people who are 10th in this one. Rebecca Thompson, Lucina Gorman, Kerry Hewitt, Jessica Armstrong Patton, Catherine Fearon, Michelle Nagel, Maria Jenkins, Katie Healy, Claire McGlynn, Aoife Burke, Amanda Cummins, and Emma McQuaid then at the top there. Again, we're not too many surprises with kind of our top 3 or 4 there. Kind of again the usual names we see. Really, really, really impressive score then again from Emma McQuaid.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
she nearly hit the 1,000.
She surprises us with her scores, but she doesn't surprise us how well she does every time. We know she's going to do well. Yeah. It's just that's a solid score. A worldwide score again after winning the Worldwide Open first workout last week. So
I think again, like we predicted, I would imagine her staying at the top, bar some kind of disaster or whatnot. Starting from the bottom there, again we have 3 ladies tied for 10th place. So Rebecca Thompson, she's a master, shout out to her, excellent athlete. I competed with her up in the north a few years back. She wins a lot of podiums in Ireland and stuff. She's a fantastic athlete. There was Cinda Gorman, did very well a few years ago. I think she's making a comeback now. Kerry Hewitt as well. So all them ladies are tied for 10th place. Jessica Armstrong Patton then, excellent up and comer. She was down with the IFC for us, one of Rob's girls. She's doing great in 9th place. Catherine Fearon, regionals athlete, always has been a staple on the Irish CrossFit scene. Another great athlete. It's good to see her still competing. Michelle Nagel, that's Foles missus.
Okay.
Iron woman. So fit couple there.
It's a fit couple,
I can't wait to see them babies. Shout out to Foles and Michelle. She's doing excellent, 7th place. Had a great performance there, which she got a 5th place on that 14 from last week rather. Maria Jenkins, 11th last week, and then a 7th place finish, 740 reps. Katie Healy then from 82, very consistent, a 6th last week and a 10th this time. Claire McGlynn then, super consistent, 2 4th places. She has our videos up if anyone wants to check them, so shout out to Claire. A lot of people don't want to be putting up videos because it's easy to put yourself out there, or it's hard to put yourself out there and people want to criticize this and that. So shout out to Claire for putting up them videos. 3rd place then we have Aoife Burke. She was 2nd last year in the Open. Excellent athlete. She's over in, I believe she's in Dubai now, but still obviously competing as an Irish person. She got 886 reps on this one, which is phenomenal. And then we're up onto Amanda Cummins. So again, we talked about this last week. She's a master, but still throwing down with the kiddos. Another great performance, 841 reps this week. So she absolutely
great
crushed
score,
it. Super to see a master doing so well. So well done, Amanda. Keep up the good work. And then, as we talked about, we have at the top, she's just that step ahead of everyone else, I think. You know, Emma's a world-class athlete, and she proves it weeks in, weeks out with the scores that she puts up, having the best in the world last week on 20.1, and then having another world-class performance. She is, let me see, almost 100 reps ahead of Aoife,
Jesus,
which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know. again, there's levels to this shit, as they say.
Yeah, for sure.
So Emma first place again with 976 reps. So that's the male and the female leaderboard. Shout out to my boy Army down in 82 as well. He's putting the smackdown on his fellow countrymen.
Yeah, over in Lithuania.
He has 2 points, so he's had 2 firsts. So well done, Army. Some super scores there. He got 9:45 last week on 20.1, and then he got a huge amount of reps on 20.2, 926. So good job, Army. Well done.
Fantastic.
So yeah, that's the top 10 Irish male and females, and obviously a shout out to Army as well. What have we got next, Shane?
So we're going to look at the workout that was just released last night from Dave Castro himself. So 20.3 is 21:15.9 deadlift and handstand push-up, or Diane as it's known as. Then straight into 21:15.9 at a heavier deadlift, and then handstand walk in between the reps. And there's a 9-minute cap on that. And then the weights for the deadlift are 102 kilo, 73 kilo, and in the Diane part, that's what Diane is. And then it goes up to the heavier weights of 143 and 93, which is a pretty heavy deadlift when you're talking about 45
huge
reps.
Amount of weights.
It's actually a repeat. We all did it here. 18.4 it was. So the first time I did the open was that workout. First time I did a handstand push-up as well, so I'll never forget that.
Really? It has a certain significance for you.
Yeah, it does. And it's a good. I think Diane is one of the best workouts there is. Such a good
great.
balance to it, and like a good test of fitness too. I thought an interesting we're not seeing is the strict handstand push-up is not here this year.
No, everyone was
yeah.
talking about that. We were saying, they mightn't go back to kip and handstand push-ups, but I don't see why not. Why shouldn't you have the both of them?
Yeah, why not?
I mean?
Yeah.
Why it's 2 tools rather than we're just sticking to strict, or we're just doing
exactly.
Both are great tests. The strict handstand push-up is more of a test of strength.
Yeah.
Whereas the kip and handstand push-up obviously is a strength issue as well. But how good are you at using your hips also? You know what I mean?
I always thought that strict handstand push-up, just from seeing this on leaderboards and kind of around the world and different workouts, strict favours the lightweight athlete.
Absolutely.
So you're talking guys that are 95, 100 kilo. Strict is very, very different to a kipping one, you know. So
I'm sure all them big boys now woke up this morning.
They get to kip these and fly up that wall rather than
good luck to them strict ones.
Carrying all that weight upwards, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
But
great
like
workout.
we all know what it's like. Obviously, if you've been in the game for a while, you've done this workout probably a few times. Diane itself. Obviously, then the
we
separator
we had it
is
on the
second
class program last week, I believe.
Exactly.
I love it. I love the 2 different, we'd say, levels to it. So obviously, Diane, most people would have done it if they're at a reasonable level. It's quite accessible if you have reasonable handstand push-ups. You should be able to get through, a good portion of it. And then obviously goes into the heavier deadlift. Huge jump for the males. 40 kilos from the 103 in Diane to the 143.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. And you're talking about your fatigue already.
Exactly.
Due to the bar before it and then the handstand push-ups. I like it. I think it's a good test for everyone. And you'll see the top boys and girls finish it as we did the last time. I think, what did Kristen Holt to get it in? She did it. I watched it there this morning. She did it in about 6.5 minutes. I believe. 6.5 minutes. So that's pretty fast. And
it's so simple when you look at it on paper.
Yeah.
And you're in the middle of it, it's a different thing altogether.
21:15.9.
Trying to shift that weight. That amount of times, but
I tried it. We did it as we said. It's a repeat from 18.4.
Yeah.
So I can remember doing it. I got the 21 on the heavier bar done, but as soon as I tried to kick up into the handstand walk,
wasn't there.
Gone.
Yeah.
Absolutely gone. Could not do it.
It's a good separator for top athletes. That,
it is.
You have to have handstand walk in your back pocket at all times, no matter what fatigue you're under.
It will show who has been testing and training their handstand walks under fatigue.
Yeah.
It's no good just having handstand walks. You have to be able to do them when you are absolutely empty.
And not walking over plates for Instagram.
That's it.
Or walking over a ramp when it looks
We do
good.
like the IG videos as well, though. So there's not.
I suppose the real thing is getting yourself tired, and then can you do that?
Being able to do it. That's the true test of mastery of any movement, is to be able to do it under fatigue. Because you can practice it till the cows come home. You can do all the EMOMs in the world, and you can do, blocked off segments where you just train specific movements. But if you can't do it with other movements while they're under fatigue in this sport is
Yeah,
worthless.
and I think what you see a lot now in CrossFit, the trend in the last few years has been you earn certain things like that.
Yeah.
So when it comes to competition, you earn your heavy barbell or you
Yes.
earn your handstand walk.
Yes,
You don't,
yes,
and like
yes.
all the kind of sexy looking stuff doesn't come until the final if you're in a local
Yeah,
comp.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you don't get to do your bar muscle up handstand walk until you're really there. Most competitions anyway.
You have to get through the work first, and then you get to do the fancy
you get to look,
stuff.
you get to look cool then. But
Yeah.
until that, you're doing like your
all like to
competition.
look
IFC,
cool.
where run up a hill with a D ball
Yeah,
rather
yeah,
than walking
yeah,
on our hands. So stuff like that, you have to kind of earn your keep, and then the best kind of go to the top, as they say.
I agree. And because this is a repeat from a previous year, then we have some statistics to measure our current athletes off. So it's good to look back now. Obviously, there's 18 months separation between 20.3 and 18.4.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it gives a little idea of what's going on and stuff. So we can take a look at the leaderboard here. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the leaderboard from 18.4, and it's the male Irish leaderboard. So at the top here, we had Army with 155 reps. Sam did very well as well. He got 152. Tyg Carl, I know Tyg is back this year, so welcome back, Tyg. Glad to see that. 142 reps. Brendan is not competing this year. The Mutant got 147 reps. Well done, that's good. Cam is not here. Gary is not competing, I don't think. Kurt, I haven't seen him.
I haven't seen the leaderboard now.
And then James Sunderland got 112 reps. So, you know, we can kind of gauge off of that. I think we have Petey here as well. He got 151 reps, I believe. So, you know, if we were to stack that up,
That's what it is.
what did Sam get again? Sam got his, where was he? Yeah, Sam got 152 and Petey got 151, so they were both quite close. Let's take a look at the female 18.4 leaderboard, and we'll see can we recognise any of the girls that were on it from this year's leaderboard.
So looking straight away, you have Claire McGlynn, that's in 9th place there, and she got 126 reps, so that's 4th overall in Ireland in 2018.
Did she get, where is she? Oh yes, she's in 9th, yeah.
The leaderboard is very, very different to what it was.
It is, there's a lot of girls
Lucinda
that would have
Gorman is there
competed in
too.
2018 on
Yeah.
this. We don't see him on the 20 leaderboard.
It's a very different leaderboard now, yeah.
Yeah, Lucinda Gorman, as I said, she did very well back then.
That 120 reps
120
again.
reps. So, yeah, we should see some good. We'll
Yeah.
see all the top girls are going to finish the Diane. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
a given. How did they do with the heavy bar then? Have they been training heavy deadlifts under fatigue in workouts? You know, that's what crushed a lot of people. They got to that bigger bar and I was like, Jesus Christ, how am I going to lift this? And they would go to singles, they would have to step back. You know, it's the people that have the strength to cycle through that bar, and then have they been practicing their handstand walks?
Exactly, yeah.
Are they good at the handstand walks under fatigue? So, yeah, it should be. I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out over the next few days. We'll find out Tuesday morning. And again, the more the workouts go on, then we should see, right, who's really
A real
at
separation.
that top level, who is all-rounded and who has practiced everything and who has that broad general fitness that they need to get to the top. You know what I mean? The men's race, again, is very, very exciting. I think Emma has it safe to say she has that locked up. She will be competing more so against people in the world for the top 20 in the open rather than the top of the leaderboard, but she'll take that as well. So we're talking about the few boys then trying to hit that top spot in Ireland. The likes of Petey, Jamie, Sam, Fole, Ian, and a few of the rest of the lads. That's going to be it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. So I think that's a wrap for the leaderboards.
Yeah.
Do you want to give a shout out to some of
so
the
we'll do a
teens
quick
and the
little,
masters? So what we're going to do, guys, we had a look through all the pages. Some of the people in Ireland, some of the teens and some of the masters are in contention to make that top 200, which is an unreal achievement. So we're going to take a look at some of the top 50 in all the categories.
Yeah, so top 50 Irish athletes across the board. Starting with boys 14 to 15 years old, we've Peter Slattery, who's 47 in the world. So well done on that, Peter.
Score,
That's an unbelievable achievement there. Girls 15 to 16 years old, Ellie Pike, was sitting 38th in the world. Extremely impressive.
Unreal.
It's a very, very competitive field that is as well. I know that. So, and then moving up then into Masters, the first couple of Masters, the women 35, 39, Amanda Cummins was sitting 17th. Also second in Ireland.
World. We could see our first Masters Games athlete.
Yeah, for sure.
Real possibility with Amanda.
Definitely, if anyone can do it, it's Amanda for sure. So, and then moving up again into the women's 50 to 54 category, Tracy McGee sitting 41st, which is also a great achievement, you know. So, well done, Tracy. Then the men's 55 to 59, Fran Lafford sitting in 31st place.
Good man, Fran. Excellent.
Very solid as well.
Yep, he's been there at the IFC a few times.
And then women 55 to 59, Priscilla O'Sullivan sitting 22nd.
Brilliant. Shout out to Priscilla. Yeah. She's always helping us out with the IFC as well. Fantastic judge, comes down. And I wish all of them the best. There was a lot more within the top 200, I suppose. We said we'd just keep it to the top 50.
We'd be here all day listening to those.
And once the people qualify, then we'll go through all the people on the wrap-up show.
Yeah.
So that was the leaderboards as of today, Friday after the first two workouts. We'll see how they play out over the next few days. I'm looking forward to it, Shane. You?
Oh, I can't wait.
Excellent, excellent. So after the break, we have the founder of Ollie Clothing, Mr. Lewis Pearson. He'll be right back with us. So this week's guest, we have the founder of Ollie Clothing, Lewis Pearson. Welcome on board, buddy. How are you? How's things?
Thank you very much, Tom. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Tom, sorry.
No.
Yeah, things are good. Things are good down here. What about yourself?
Yeah, good man, good. We're enjoying the Open so far. Enjoying these lovely T-shirts that you sent us. Thank you very much.
Great new line.
Really appreciate that.
Courtesy of the new performance range. Yes. Launched yesterday, or Thursday the 23rd.
Congratulations on that, man. I'm seeing all the pictures coming up online, so very well done. You have my thumbs up so far anyway. How's that going anyway? What was the idea behind that, and when did you come up with the concept for these?
So the autumn winter. Sorry, I meant the signal went there, so I spoke too early. But the autumn winter range. Well, kind of it brings it back a couple of steps. We are now doing seasonal launches rather than just rifling out products whenever we feel like it. So this time it wasn't as big a launch as we probably would have liked, if I'm being honest. But it was good because it meant that we got to really refine a couple of products that we already had, like T-shirts we've already put out, but this time we put a different flavour on them, changed up the material, really worked hard on getting a new material actually. It took well over a year to design, to get the right cut, to get the right stitching, to get the right roll of material. So mate, I'm really happy with that. The new vest and the T-shirts have been flying out. We're nearly out of stock in the vest, believe it or not, and that's only after one day. So and then likewise for the coffee mug, it's I actually got it. Didn't really think it would go well, but again, it's been a big surprise. It's probably been the thing that people have reacted to most. So,
everyone likes a good cup of coffee, buddy.
Yeah, for sure.
What did you say?
I said everyone likes a good cup of coffee, so it's nice to have something good to put them in.
That's exactly it, mate. That's exactly it. We made them, and it was kind of like a goodwill product rather than a kind of high grossing product. We were putting it out there to. I was like, if we can just start taking a bit more responsibility and having reusable products and stuff, we're trying to change a lot of stuff with regards to the environmental impact on it, with packaging, with products that we're making, sustainable sourcing, etc. So that's kind of like we've been doing that for the last year, and bringing out the mug is kind of a step towards that again. And then we've now just brought out our first product in our Ollie gymnastics range. So the gymnastic grips are something I'm pretty proud of. They're a blue suede leather grip, and they're just kind of something that's not available right now. In comparison to Pixel and in comparison to Bear Complex and all those big guys, they're using polymer and polyamide leathers and plastics, whereas we tested all of that stuff, and it just took so long to break in, and it was so hard on the hands, and so we got this blue suede leather or suede leather in Czech.
Yeah, I know a few
It
of
was
our
amazing.
members, here
As
at the
soon as
gym
you put
are
chalk on it,
even trying it too. So
it gets so grippy.
yeah,
Excellent, fair play. Sounds like you have a lot of stuff in the pipeline, so, and everything is going good. So, for people that don't know at home, do you want to give them a little rundown on your background in CrossFit and fitness in general? How did you get started, Lou?
I got started. That's a good question. Culmination of a lot of things. I was playing rugby full time, and got a pretty bad knee injury. That was when I was 6 days after my 20th birthday. So I thought I was going to play rugby for the rest of my life, kind of thing. And then whenever I got the injury, kind of tipped my world upside down. I was kind of playing and training 5 days a week, 6 days a week, and I had to find an alternative. Obviously, I started putting on a lot of weight because I stopped playing. I'm inherently a big boy by nature, so I had to find training methodology to keep the pounds off. And
I feel you, man. I am also a fat person trapped in a skinny person's body, or a well-built person, if you want to call it that. So I feel you.
Yeah, no, mate. It's I definitely feel you, Tom. I found CrossFit pretty much as a strength and conditioning, rehabilitation for my knee, and just to maintain weight. And I ended up, I've always been into strength training and fitness training, and it took to it. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I got into it, and I didn't really expect to kind of start a business in that space, though.
Excellent. So, and as far as the Ollie concept and the clothing line and your other subsidiaries from that, how did that come about? Where did the original idea come from?
Good question again. The original idea came from I'd actually because I had so much more free time. I've kind of always fancied myself in business, and I've always thought I was going to do something on my own. So with that free time from getting the injury, I just started doing wee mini projects and started trying my hand at a lot of different things. And I think it was my third or fourth business idea, which ended up being Ollie Clothing as we know it. I tried to start a hat company, a gym wholesale company. I ran events in nightclubs.
Right.
I'd done so many different things, and then pretty much by the time I'd failed a couple of things, I'd learned so much from failing that Ollie was kind of a very easy, natural progression. I mean, the barrier to entry is very low to start a clothing brand, and I've got a creative streak in me, and I knew the market well from doing CrossFit myself. I knew what people were wearing and what colours were good, and knew how to test the product, etc. So it was kind of it didn't necessarily set out for Ollie Clothing to be the thing that it is now. In fact, I was never meant to do Ollie Clothing full time. It was never meant to be my full time gig. So here we are, though.
Hey, fair play to you, man. It sounds like you have the kind of stereotypical entrepreneur's journey, where you knew you wanted to do something, you knew you were creative, and you knew you had the ability to launch some kind of project, and you tried various different things, you learned from your mistakes, and then you went on to build something successful in what we see in Ollie.
Oh yeah, definitely, mate. I think it's just always something that's been kind of part of my DNA. I think I love it. I love the challenges. I love problem solving. I love working with people. I love pinning myself against other people and seeing how we fare as a business. And it's just a good thing. I just love, personally, I like being fulfilled in what I do, and business is a great outlet to express that.
Absolutely. It's a very fulfilling thing to be able to produce something, I'm sure, that people enjoy, and then you can see it all over the place, and you can see directly the benefits of the clothing that you sell being used every day in the workouts.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. Yeah. It's very surreal now, surreal.
I bet it is.
I think even at competitions as well, you're starting to see a real surge of like that you see that crest everywhere, the OLY
Yeah,
crest
man.
everywhere.
It's a nationally known brand.
It really
and,
is,
and
yeah.
internationally now as well.
Yeah, he's repping
Oh,
now.
look at this. Yay. I like it.
Yeah.
Ollie clothing, top to bottom.
Yeah, he doesn't wear anything else, I'd say.
So when
Always, mate.
when are the Y fronts coming out?
What are the what, sorry?
When are the Y fronts coming out? Ollie Y
Mate,
fronts.
they're not till like the autumn winter 2022.
Okay, I'll be keeping an eye out for
In the
them.
works.
So yeah, that's it. You'll be launching
We'll bring out
into.
a special Tom Dunphy range.
Do man, absolutely. I'm more than happy to model for you any time.
Mate, I don't think we'd have enough material to cover the.
Hey,
I mean,
that's a good one. I'll take that as a compliment, Lou.
No.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much. So we kicked off the Open there a couple of weeks ago. You're obviously very involved with some of the athletes. What do you think of the Open so far, the 3 workouts that have been released?
I like it. I think in general we're still waiting to see kind of heavy barbells. We're still waiting to see the short and sore workouts. The kind of 5 to 10 minute domain. The workouts so far have been awesome. That week 1, I think we can all agree that it was nothing short of a fucking death trap.
Yeah.
And week two was epic. I personally loved week 2. It was just a pacing workout, and just really seeing if you can kind of grit your teeth and hang on to your pace and hang on to kind of the goal that you set for yourself. Week 3 now, the retest, I actually remember doing that in 2018.
Nice
and
one.
it was a real but it's the kind of WOD you can finish if you really you want to. But in generally speaking, the way things are going now in the Open, I think it's good. I love the way the changeover happened last year, and I love what that means for the athletes in our local competition, in our local Irish competition, and what it means for them. It just see how competitive it's now become during this 5 weeks amongst the kind of the top 4 and the top 5 guys. I think it's so enjoyable. Obviously I'm biased and I want my athletes to do well. The ones that are working with us, but it's incredible to see the likes of Sam Stewart and Jamie Heaton and PD and Mickey and Army go head to head. It's seldom rare that you'll get such a high level. Especially within Ireland, everybody knows each other.
Yes.
It just creates a really good atmosphere.
Absolutely. I agree, and I agree 100% about the new format. The fact that we now have national champions, and it gives these guys the opportunities to go to the games. The likes of Mickey, obviously, and Army, and Emma, as well as our female national champion. And as far as your participation in sponsoring the guys, just first of all, a shout out that you would do that. I'm sure it helped ease the burden of that massive financial pressure to get there last year. Yeah. So fair play to you on that. And what way does that work with the lads? And how do you try and help them to achieve their goals and to get obviously to the games then for Army and Mickey?
Well, first, thanks very much, mate. It's something that I'm proud of. I mean, I don't have as big an involvement as, say, their partners or their coaches. They're the kind of the real MVPs. So I just have to do what I can in the background to make it as easy for them and as stress-free as them with regards to finance. So that's why we do the T-shirts. We actually borderline lose money whenever we do them, but that's our commitment to our athlete team. Anytime, whether it's across the games or Wodapalooza or whatever competition it may be, we'll always try and get behind them. I think we've done it 4 times now. We've done it for Army and PD whenever they went to regionals, Mickey and Army whenever they went to the games. We've done it for Zoe Kerr whenever she went to Wodapalooza. So it's kind of, I see it as a responsibility. It's kind of our commitment, our end of the bargain with regards to agreements that we have with our athlete team. But it's above all else, it's really cool to be a part of their journey. And like I say, it is a small part, but it still makes me incredibly proud to go out and to be a part of, Mickey and Army going to the games last year, for example, was probably the highlight of one of the highlights of my business career so far was to actually be a part of their journey. Because I remember in 2016, for example, I set the goal that I wanted to be at the CrossFit Games. Whether that was get an athlete there, bring a stall, go myself, as a spectator, by the way, just to clarify.
Hey, you never know. There's time yet, buddy. You might get there. You might get there one day.
I'd love to see
not
that.
with the athletes on the scene now, but no, it's like I say, we set the goal back in 2016, 4 years ago, that we wanted to get to the games in some way, shape, or form, and to see that materialise last year through the boys go in was absolutely incredible. And testimony to both Mickey and Army, like they're amongst the the fittest 50 men on earth. Mickey is 26th fittest man on earth currently, and it's just incredible because I'm not OG like you in the sense that I've been around for 8-9 years, maybe longer, but since coming on in 5 years, I've been on the CrossFit scene for about 5 years, been involved in it heavily for 4, and it's just crazy to see how far it's come, to see our local athletes kind of go toe to toe. So, yeah, it's kind of a long-winded response there, but again, just to be a part of what they're doing is incredible.
Yeah. Well, fair dues to you again. Much respect from me for helping the guys out. As I said, it can be a massive financial burden for athletes to get over there. So any kind of help that's given by sponsors or people to help them is, I'm sure, hugely appreciated by the guys.
No, well, even now, I'm sorry to interject, but it's a big thing as well, Tom. The biggest part of that success is actually the community. Ireland, like yourself, I've never ever experienced another community like it where we all get behind our athletes. I think, especially I remember, this last summer doing the tops for Army and Mickey, and then the previous year doing tops for PD and Army. Like, we knew there was maybe 20 orders each for each of the boys that had both their tops were bought, and I know for a fact there was times when people didn't necessarily know one of the lads. They just done it as a means of supporting them. So it's the selfless gesture that the Irish CrossFit community put out there, and it's a big credit to them, because without them the boys just wouldn't have got the support that they needed.
Absolutely. You're a big supporter of Irish CrossFit. You've been to the IFC for many years. We didn't get you last year down, but we'll be definitely doing it again for 2020.
We were there, you header.
You were there, all right, but you weren't taking care of our T-shirts, our judges' T-shirts and whatnot, like we normally do. We have
bringing us under this year, mate.
Yes, we have some good plans for that, don't we?
Big time.
TBA, we call it.
Nice.
Now, Louis, we'll get into some fans' questions now from IG. We like to put it out to the public if there's anything on their mind. I'm sure they won't be as cruel as last week.
As long as it's not like Claxton.
Yeah. That's it. So Shane is going to read out a few of the questions, and then you can give us your very best, most honest answer. Shane. All
right, Lewis. So, how many athletes altogether do Ollie sponsor?
I think we're up and around the 8 or 9. I could almost name them all, I think.
All right. And it's not just CrossFit then, it's obviously there's powerlifting too as well.
There's a Waterford girl as well, isn't there? Gina McGrath, powerlifting?
Gina McGrath, powerlifter. Andrew Robinson, strongman. We've worked with a couple of weightlifters. I'm getting them. But yeah, typically anybody that's kind of CrossFit's our main market, so we have a lot of athletes in that space. But we've got Bex there who went to the Commonwealths for Olympic lifting, and we can anything really in powerlifting, CrossFit, strongman, Olympic lifting, kind of the functional fitnessy type sports. We like to really delve in.
Yeah, exactly. Great. Second question then: what is your favorite ever workout or favorite type of workout to do?
Oh, good question. I would say either the speed clean ladder from the games. We recreated it.
Oh yes, yes.
In the gym. I love a good power clean.
Yeah.
I'd like that now.
And then if I was to do, ironically, I really enjoyed the 20.2 there last week, but I think it's just because I got a good score for me. I enjoyed that.
What did you get, Lewis? What did you get?
Yeah,
We all want to know.
I got 23 and 9.
23. Nice.
22
Fair
rounds,
play to you, brother. Us. That's a good score. That's a great fucking score.
Oh, mate, it's all right. Like it was, I got 2 rounds more than my first attempt, but it was just being wise with transitions and
Yeah. Great score.
Okay,
Shano.
so third one then. Are you going to be forever a tash man, or are you ever actually going to grow a proper beard?
Say it again. I think I caught the question, but it broke up a wee bit.
Are you going to be forever a tash man, or are you going to actually grow a proper beard?
I'm actually trying to grow a wee mustache as we speak. A couple of people I've had a lot of different jokes. Freddie Mercury lookalike.
Yeah, you actually come to think of it now. They will look slightly like Freddie
Ron
Mercury.
Jeremy, the porn star.
Yes, that's another one. Shane wouldn't know anything about him. He's how old are you? 23, Shane?
24
No,
then.
I don't know. I think I'll maybe grow it out one day, but to be honest, the only reason I have a beard is because I'm a lazy fucker. I don't shave regularly just because I can't be bothered.
I think you could pull it off, Lou. I think you could have a nice full beard. I think you could go right up the sides, and I think it would really look good on you.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I'll definitely give it a go then.
Do.
Or go for the handlebar mustache. Looks like it's going that way now.
I could rock that.
Yeah, you could. Like a biker.
Right, next one, Shane.
So the fourth one is, who is your favourite Ollie athlete?
Hey. This is coming from an Ollie athlete. I'm not going to say who, but it's an Ollie athlete that you may know. Obviously, you do.
I would like to think so. I don't have a favourite. I'll put that out there. I do not have a favourite.
I was very diplomatic of you, Louis.
Yeah,
very
good question.
diplomatic
Good
of
answer.
you.
No,
Good
well, that's
answer.
the truth. I don't know. There's guys that I've worked with for a long time. There's guys that have been an integral part of the growth of our company.
Yeah.
The likes of Army and PD, who have been with us for a long, long time. PD, not only is he our athlete, but he helps us test products. He gives me brutally honest feedback, which is sometimes tough, but it's, he does it because he wants us to make the best products possible. Likewise with Army, he'll give us some brutally good feedback, and he's just a great ambassador. We've got Zoe, Gina, a long time with us, who have really supported us for a long time. I don't really have a favourite, if I'm being honest. Each athlete is awesome to us in their own wee way, and
Now,
above all else, we just have really good relationships with.
Did you hear that, Army? He doesn't have a favourite. Army. Sorry to break your heart.
Yeah, I mean. They're like your children,
Yeah.
Have you any plans to compete again?
Oh yeah. That's what I'm kind of working towards now.
Okay.
I had my knee surgery there. I think I'm up at the 5-month mark now. So I am currently doing following a program religiously, doing knee rehab twice a week. My goal is to actually do the IFC as my first come back.
That'd be great. I'd love that, Louis. I'd love to have you back down competing, man.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Yeah.
The idea is that I know I'll never ever be the same as Army, PD, all those boys, but I want to go and be able to hold my own in a local comp, and that's kind of the initial goal. So I'll do the IFC, see where I'm at, and I want to see if even to qualify for a sanctional would be an absolute dream, just to go and mix it with the guys that are able to train 4 or 5 hours a day, or maybe even less than that, but to go and throw down with them and really pin yourself against kind of the best boys locally is want to do. I feel like I can do it, so I may as well do it while I have a good strong back on me, and my hips aren't turning to dust or anything like that.
Yeah.
You're a dedicated man, Louis, and I know that things that you set your hand to, you're often successful in. So we have no doubt that you're going to come back stronger than ever, my friend.
No, man. Thank you very much for that.
Excellent.
Hope you're right, Tom.
Excellent. All right, buddy. I really appreciate you coming on the show. That's a wrap for today. As I said, we will talk again now about our plans for the IFC and whatnot. I'm looking forward to seeing how the new line goes for you and the sponsorship with the athletes and all that kind of business. So, as I said before, I really appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me, guys. And yeah, we'll talk soon. And thank you as well, Shane,
Yeah, thanks
for your questions and stuff. So
Excellent.
yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, brother. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, bud.
All right,
So-
be good.
See you later. So that's a
Bye-bye.
wrap for this episode of the Irish Fitness Podcast. Next week we'll be back with who? Army's coming?
Think so.
Yeah, Army's coming on. So we will see you all then, folks.